What happens when you reveal your true self to the world, specifically to your parents? This is our big question today as we navigate the intricate maze of acceptance and understanding that accompanies the journey of coming out. It's a monumental step in one's life, often fraught with fear and uncertainty, but also hope and liberation. Acceptance, understanding, love. These are the pillars that hold us up in our most vulnerable moments. Today, we delve into the heart-wrenching, inspiring, and diverse experiences of individuals who came out to their parents. Meet Alex, a 22-year-old who decided to come out to his parents during his college years. Alex was always the quiet, introverted type. He was the kind of person who would lose himself in books and music, rather than parties and social gatherings. As he grew older, he began to realize he was different from his peers. He was attracted to men, not women. This realization brought along a whirlwind of emotions, confusion, fear, but also a sense of relief. He finally understood a part of himself that had always felt out of place. The thought of coming out to his parents was a daunting one. He feared their reaction, their potential rejection, and the possibility of losing the love and support he had always known. But the weight of his secret was starting to take its toll. He decided it was time. The day he chose to come out was an ordinary day. No fanfare, no dramatic setup. He simply sat down with his parents after dinner and told them, "Mom, Dad, I'm gay." The silence that followed felt like an eternity. His heart raced, his palms were sweaty, and he braced himself for their reaction. To his surprise, his parents reacted with nothing but love and acceptance. His mother reached across the table, took his hand, and said, "Alex, we love you no matter what. Your sexuality doesn't change the fact that you're our son." His father nodded, echoing his mother's sentiments. They reassured Alex that they were proud of him for being brave enough to live his truth. Looking back, Alex realizes he was fortunate. His coming out story was one of acceptance and love, not rejection. His parents' positive reaction was unexpected but deeply appreciated. It allowed him to embrace his identity more fully and live life authentically, without fear of judgment or rejection. Alex's story serves as a beacon of hope for those fearing rejection. It's a reminder that acceptance can come from the most unexpected places, and that love truly does conquer all. Now let's turn to Maria, a 28-year-old who had a different yet equally significant experience. Maria came out to her parents when she was just 17. It was not a planned conversation, but rather a spur-of-the-moment confession, spurred by the emotional weight of hiding her true self. Her parents, traditional in their views, were initially taken aback. The concept of homosexuality was foreign to them. They had always imagined Maria settling down with a man, having children, leading a life similar to their own. For them, this was a journey into uncharted territory. There was confusion, there was lack of understanding, and there were a lot of questions. They did not know how to react, how to support Maria, or even what this meant for her future. It was a difficult period for Maria, filled with silence and uncertainty. But as Maria puts it, they didn't reject me, they were just trying to understand. And that's precisely what they did. They embarked on a journey of understanding. They read books, they attended support groups, they sought advice from experts. They made efforts to understand what it meant to be lesbian and what it meant for Maria. They did not want their lack of knowledge to be a barrier between them and their daughter. Slowly but surely, their confusion paved the way for acceptance. They began to see that Maria was still the same person, the same daughter they had always loved. Her sexual orientation did not change the essence of who she was. They learned to separate Maria's identity from their preconceived notions and societal stereotypes about homosexuality. And it was this journey of understanding that led them to become some of Maria's biggest supporters. They stood by her side, they defended her, they loved her unconditionally. They proved that love is not just about acceptance, but also about understanding and support. Maria's story reminds us that understanding can take time, but it is not impossible. Our third story is about Liam, a young man who faced the harsh reality of intolerance. Liam was just 17 when he mustered the courage to come out to his parents. He was hopeful, optimistic even, that they would understand, that they would look past societal norms and just see their son. But the revelation was met with a reaction far removed from acceptance. His parents, traditional to the core, were caught in a whirlwind of confusion and disappointment. The dinner table, once a place of laughter and warmth, became a battleground. Their once close-knit family was now characterized by tense silences and unspoken resentments. Liam felt like a stranger in his own home. His parents' negative reaction was a painful blow, but it was the indifference that hurt the most. It felt as though he was losing the two people who were supposed to love him unconditionally, but Liam didn't let the adversity break him. Quite the opposite, really. He took it as a challenge to prove that he was still the same person they had raised. That being gay didn't change his character or his potential. He threw himself into his studies, into volunteering, into making a difference in his community. His struggle for acceptance became a journey of self-love and independence. He moved out when he turned 18, carving out a life on his own terms. He surrounded himself with people who accepted him for who he is, and in this environment, he thrived. He learned to accept himself, to love himself even, despite the lack of acceptance from his parents. His story is not one of defeat, but of resilience. It's a story that shows us that acceptance starts from within, that no amount of external validation can replace the power of self-love and self-acceptance. Liam's story is a testament to the power of resilience and self-acceptance. His journey is a reminder that sometimes the hardest battles are fought within ourselves, and that the victory lies in the courage to be true to who we are, regardless of the world's opinion. Finally, we have Jade, a woman whose story will tug at your heartstrings. Jade's story begins like many others. She was born and raised in a small town where everyone knew everyone. She was a vibrant spirit, full of life, and always knew she was different. As she grew older, she realized that she was attracted to women. It was a revelation that was hard to understand, and even harder to accept, considering the conservative community she belonged to. But Jade was determined to live her truth, so, one day, she mustered the courage to sit her parents down and tell them. She was scared, anxious, and unsure of their reaction, and then, something beautiful happened. Her parents, instead of reacting with shock or anger, embraced her. There were no questions, no doubts, just pure, unconditional love. They reassured her that she was their daughter and they loved her, no matter who she loved. This acceptance from her parents was a turning point in Jade's life. It gave her the courage to live openly and proudly. She began to accept herself and love herself for who she was. The love and support she received from her parents had a profound impact on her mental health as well. She was happier, more confident, and felt loved unconditionally. Her story is a powerful testament to the impact of unconditional love and acceptance. Her parents didn't just accept her, they embraced her for who she was. They loved her without conditions, without reservations. They showed her that love is not about gender or societal norms, it's about accepting and loving someone for who they are. Jade's journey was made easier, happier, and more fulfilling because of her parents' unconditional love. It's a beautiful reminder of how love and acceptance can change lives, bring happiness, and create a safe space for everyone to be themselves. Jade's story highlights the beauty of unconditional love and acceptance. Each of these stories is unique, yet they all share common threads of courage, love, and acceptance. Our first tale demonstrated that acceptance can sometimes be immediate, a testament to the power of unconditional parental love. The second story emphasized the journey of understanding that many parents go through, a process that can be challenging yet ultimately rewarding. In our third account, we saw a struggle for acceptance, a battle that echoes the experiences of many. It served as a reminder that acceptance isn't always immediate, but the journey, however difficult, is worth it. And finally, our fourth tale underscored that love is not bound by conditions or societal norms. It's a love that sees beyond labels and embraces individuals for who they truly are. Each narrative is a testament to the strength of human spirit and the transformative power of love and acceptance. They remind us that the process of coming out isn't just a personal journey, but also a journey for those who love and care for us. It's about understanding, acceptance, and most importantly, love. These stories are not just about coming out, they are about the power of love to overcome fear and prejudice. They are about the courage to be authentic, even in the face of adversity. May these stories inspire us to foster a world where everyone can live openly and authentically, without fear of rejection or judgment.